right, welcome back to One Bar and Lupagus Show. I am Lupagus with another NFL draft prospect breakdown. Today we're going to take a look at Miami defensive end Jaelan Phillips. We all know adding to the pass rush is a huge need for the Vikings this offseason and in this draft. So we've already talked about Greg Russo, Kwity Paye. Another guy they're going to have to consider is Jalen Phillips, another Miami Hurricane. This guy's a great size, 6'5", 266, nice long arms. Just a natural pass rusher, quick off the edge, knows how to fight off blocks with those long arms. Really explosive player. You like everything you see about this guy when you watch him on film. Stats-wise, he started out actually a couple years at UCLA. Then he transferred to Miami last year, so wasn't always a Miami Hurricane. But anyway, he always does tend to play in that warm weather. He's got, here we go, 49 career tackles. 23 and a half career tackles for a loss, 12 and a half career sacks. 8 of those came last year. This guy could definitely help out the Minnesota Vikings, who need to find a pass rusher opposite Daniel Hunter. As we know, Efidio Denabo couldn't get the job done as a starter, and the jury's still out on DJ Wanham. Perhaps he is going to be the guy who can do that. We just don't know yet, and I think adding another guy to the mix like a Jaelan Phillips would make a ton of sense for the Vikings. But when you're considering Jaelan Phillips, there's one huge thing, and a bunch of red flags are that one thing, and it's his medical history. This guy is just, his career has just been ravaged by injuries. He had wrist damage as a result of a moped accident. What the hell is he doing on a moped? I don't know. He sprained both his ankles. He's had tons of concussions. He actually medically retired from football for a while. So I keep seeing this guy in the first round. I just don't get it. You can have like a bad ankle and your draft stock will just tumble on draft day. These teams, they pick apart every little medical issue someone has. And Jaelan Phillips is just loaded with them. He's just got like a rash of injuries all over his body. The fact that he medically retired because of concussions is a huge red flag, in my opinion. If this guy gets one more concussion, he might be done with football. So there's no way the Vikings can take this guy at pick 14. No way in hell. If they do take him, they got to trade down. You're looking at getting him at the end of the first, or if you trade all the way out around 1 and he's there in the second, then maybe you pull the trigger. Knowing the risk that comes with taking Jaelan Phillips, yes, there is plenty of upside here. He is a naturally gifted pass rusher. He's going to, he'd probably end up starting for the Vikings, but God forbid he gets one knee to the head and his career is over. So a ton of risk with this guy. He's a very hard evaluation because of that. And that I cannot give him the One Bar and Lupagus seal of approval. I just can't do it. That history is just too scary. And for God's sakes, Jalen, stay off mopeds. That's just something he can't risk anymore. But yeah, to me, there's just too much risk that comes with the guy. You can't take him in the first round. So I wouldn't be surprised. You see him in a lot of mocks going around 1. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these guys that tumbles all the way down to the 3rd day because of his injury history. We'll see what happens. Maybe the medical will come back and things will change. But yeah, talent-wise, he's definitely a first-round prospect. But those injury histories are way too scary, for the Vikings to pull the trigger on, in my opinion. So I think he's someone they have to pass on, as much as you may like him from a pure talent perspective. So that is your Jaelan Phillips draft breakdown. I do not think the Vikings should go for him. Does not get the One Bar seal of approval. And always keep your skull in your hole.